Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to our podcast, the show where we explore the intersection of finance, technology, and innovation. I am the host Zahra Ali with my co-host.
My name is Mohammad Hamza Amir, and today we have our guest Mr. Wasik with us. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you, sir?
Alhamdulillah, good.
Sir, please introduce yourself.
So, my name is Mohammad Wasik, and I am a branch manager here at HPL. So, I am basically an alumni of Air University, Islamabad, and these people they have requested me for a podcast, and I really appreciate the efforts they are putting in for their project, and I'm really thankful to you guys for inviting me on this podcast.
We are honored. Okay, so sir, we are starting our podcast. The first segment is basically the first question is how has the increasing importance of English in fintech impacted the industry, and what are the benefits and challenges of this trend?
Okay, in my opinion, the increasing importance of English in fintech has facilitated global collaboration. Access to international markets and knowledge sharing benefits include improved communication across borders and enhanced professional opportunities. Challenges involve language barriers for non active speakers and potential exclusion of local talent without English proficiency. So, yeah, that's it.
All right. Okay, sir, can you share some personal experiences about the role of English in fintech career or business so far?
Yeah, in my career, English has played a crucial role in communicating. With the diverse teams and understanding financial documentation, it helped me collaborate effectively with international clients and stay updated with global fintech trends.
All right. Okay, so we are moving to our second segment. The first question here is how can English language training programs be tailored to meet the specific needs of fintech professionals?
Uh, I think the English language training programs can be tailored by focusing on specific vocabulary, communication skills for financial and technological contexts. For example, practical applications like writing reports, pitching ideas, and negotiating deals.
Okay. So in what ways English for specific purposes facilitate innovation and collaboration in your opinion?
English for specific purpose facilitates innovation and collaboration in fintech by equipping professionals with tailored English skills and communicate complex ideas clearly. Like it enhances cross-disciplinary teamwork, enables seamless interaction with global partners, and ensures precise understanding of technical documents.
So what are some common communication challenges that a non-native speaker may face when he starts his fintech career, and how they can be overcome?
Non-native English speakers in fintech industry often face challenges like in understanding industry-specific jargon or expressing complex ideas clearly and navigating cultural differences in communication. These can be overcome through targeted language training or practice in you can say you can practice in real world scenarios and resources like membership programs to build confidence and fluency.
So what do you think, does English language become a barrier for a fintech professional or a person who starts his career?
Uh, for non-native English speakers, starting in fintech, focus on building industry-specific vocabulary, like practicing clear communication and seeking opportunities to collaborate in English. Engage with fintech news, join professional networks, or participate in relevant workshops to enhance both language skills and industry knowledge.
Okay. So I think you're saying that if a person starts a fintech company or starts his career in fintech, so he should be aware of English and
Yeah, for the starters, you can say like he should know the basics of English, and with the time, people can learn.
Exactly, that should be the point because in Pakistan, usually people think that if you don't know English and if you are not fluent in English, so you can't be successful.
No, that's not the point. Point clearly. Like if you know the basics of English, like one can be perfect by practicing something. Okay,
Exactly.
so you are perfect in one thing and he is
Mhm.
perfect in another. Everyone cannot be perfect in everything.
Exactly.
You have to practice these to overcome any barriers or challenges you may face.
So, what advice would you give to the non-native speaker who are just starting out in fintech and just starting their career?
For non-native English speakers starting in fintech, I would say focus on building industry-specific vocabulary, practice clear communication, and seeking opportunities to collaborate in English. That's all.
Now we are moving on to segment 4. The first question is, how can fintech companies facilitate seamless collaboration, global collaboration among teams, partners, and clients across different languages and cultures?
Fintech companies can facilitate global collaboration by adopting clear communication protocols or providing language training, using multilingual tools, and fostering cultural awareness through workshops, and encouraging inclusive communication practices and leveraging translation technology can also bridge language gaps effectively.
Alright, so Hamza, you can ask the other question.
So, what strategies can fintech company employ to build trust and foster effective communication with global stakeholders?
They can build trust and foster effective communication by maintaining transparency, using clear and consistent messaging, respecting cultural nuisance, and providing multilingual support, regular updates, active listening, and leveraging collaborating tools can further strengthen relationships with global stakeholders.
Alright, so now it's time to conclude this discussion and yeah.
So, in my opinion, like English is important in for companies in the world to communicate, but I would say if one has a basic knowledge of English, they can work well. Like with time, they will learn about the language, they can communicate, and like there are a lot of things like you can watch movies or you can uh, listen to the people who are native speakers of English. Like keeping these practices and exercises, you can learn English and you can excel in fintech.
Exactly, even the Netflix. I
Yeah.
guess.
So,
That is
You can
very-
watch the Hollywood movies or Hollywood, you can
Yes,
say,
documentaries.
series and
Yes.
documentaries.
Exactly.
You can watch it. But you learn by listening.
Mhm.
If you listen a lot and if you read a lot, you can learn easily.
Exactly.
so what would you say about you're saying if anybody has a basic knowledge of English,
Mhm.
he can go for English and work well. So
Mhm.
what about that if a person does not have a basic knowledge of English but he's
Mhm.
skilled
Mhm.
and he has skill? So what would be the procedure for that?
If a person is skilled and he wants to work with the world, like a person from another country, English
He
is
would
a
be in a fintech company.
yeah. Like English is a common language that anyone can speak. So I would advise him to take some classes from a professional, so he can get a basic know-how of English, how he can communicate with other people to get his work done.
Okay.
Okay, so share some experience in HPL regarding
Mhm.
that.
Okay, in HPL, like we have to work with the embassies,
Yes.
and there are people in the embassy who there are Chinese and there are Swedes and a lot of people, and the common language we speak is English.
Yes.
So we have to communicate with them in English,
Mhm.
and I think like it's very common these days. Like every person can speak English fluently, or if one doesn't speak English fluently, he can learn through different platforms. There are like you can learn from YouTube as well. There are a lot of lectures on you can find on YouTube.
Even I guess by public speaking,
Yeah.
you can also learn that.
By listening, by public speaking, by reading novels, you can. Yeah.
So, in your opinion, is Urdu speaking a barrier for working abroad?
Or even in Pakistan
Or even
firms like
Pakistan.
HPL.
Like in Pakistan, if you say Urdu is not a barrier like our native language is Urdu.
Exactly.
So in Pakistan, it's not that difficult. But if you are going abroad, it will be difficult because if you are going to China, they speak Chinese, and you have to learn a whole different language altogether. Like we have studied English from the very start, although it's not our native language, but we have learned English from the start. So we know some basic things. So
And I think
yes.
from the start, like we are used to that language.
Yeah.
So we are familiar with that somehow.
Yeah,
And
I totally agree with that.
Yes. So yes, that was our podcast, and I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much.